Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Now probably over the last 10, 12 years, I have made no less than a dozen videos relating to rail shots on this channel, on other people's channels, on master classes and instructional videos all over the place. Why are there so many videos about rail shots? Because it is one of the most misunderstood and misplayed shots in pool. You've all heard the different tips. Hey, if you play inside English on this shot, you got a better chance of making it. Yes. Hey, if you slow down your speed, you got a better chance of making it. Yes. All of those things are fine and dandy until you need to get shape on a ball. All of those things that I mentioned before, toss them out the window because they're irrelevant unless you don't have to be anywhere else on the table. Because if I shoot this shot where I hit the ball and the cushion at the same time with follow, I never get on the 8. If I shoot this shot super soft to make sure I don't rattle it in the pocket, I never get on the 8. If I do a lot of the tips that you've heard before and I make this ball all day and night, it doesn't help you if you don't get on the 8. So today I'm going to teach you 10 tips that are going to help you not just make the shot, but get shape on other balls after you make the shot. Tip number 1, if you have an opportunity, try everything you can to get shape on your rail shot, not totally straight, but as straight as possible. This is going to make the shot easier for you, right? Yes, I am Captain Obvious, but there's a part that a lot of you are missing. When you give yourself these wide angles on rail shots, you leave yourself susceptible to scratches. Now, it doesn't do you any good to make the shot if you scratch in that corner pocket. Also, you are more likely to get shape on your next ball if you get better position over here. If this means a draw shot versus a follow shot to get here, if it means coming off of multiple rails to get here, you need to do it. Next item, you are going to have an easier time making this shot if you know how to aim on the shot. Now, I am later going to be teaching you how to use English to improve your odds of making the shot. But in the meantime, this is what I want you to do. We are going to aim for the ball and the cushion simultaneously. When you shoot this shot, don't treat it like something special is about to happen. Treat it like every other shot. It is a ghost ball shot, the way we're talking about it right now. You're going to send the cue ball down to make contact with that 2 ball, hitting the ball and the cushion at the same time, and that's what's going to put the ball in the pocket. If you watch this channel regularly, you're probably a pretty decent player. But also, you have probably seen this layout. This layout does a couple things for you. It shows you, number one of the best tools for making shots where the ball is on the rail. I mentioned it earlier. It is to put, in this case, running English, which is high right-hand English, which is inside spin, inside English on these shots. And if I play it well with high right-hand English, I will come off of these 2 rails, and guess what will happen? Not only will I make the ball, but I'll get on the next shot. Now, once again, if I play right-hand English on this 9 ball, not only will I make the shot, but I will come off of those 2 rails and get on the 12 ball. This is important for a couple reasons. First off, you see that the running English helps you make those shots. We do not need to get into the science as to why. Just understand that. I'm still aiming for the ball in the cushion. I am not adjusting for the English. If you have a regular deflection, a standard deflection cue, and you're shooting with English from this distance, you are going to have to make major adjustments for the spin. But in the meantime, most of you, especially your higher level players, are not going to need to adjust your aim for a shot down table with spin. The other thing is you're not going to be shooting them from this distance when you first start shooting them. I'm shooting them on a 9-foot table, 7 feet away with running English going down table. This is a more difficult shot. When you're learning this shot, you're going to learn to shoot it from here, not from back here. Don't tell me you can't pull off this shot and then I ask you to set it up and you put it back here. So if you shoot this shot, if you learn to shoot these rail shots with inside English, which a lot of you have, that's fine and dandy. It does help you make the shot. But unless you need to get this shape or something similar, it doesn't do you any good. So you have to learn all the other ways to make the shot and make the shot properly. We're going to look at those now. This is one of hundreds of examples that explain the difference between FXBilliards and other instructional videos. We don't teach you pool theory. We teach you pool, real life situations. Pool theory states, if you get over here on the 12 ball, it's an easier shot to make. Hit the ball in the cushion, you make it. If you get over here on the 12 ball, it's a more difficult shot. But we're playing stripes. In a game of 8 ball, the 8 and the 11 are tied up. If we don't break up that cluster, we don't run out. We're about running out here, not just making balls 2 at a time. So what do? We don't leave ourselves straight on the 12 ball, which would be easy. We bring ourselves out here with a little bit of left-hand English instead of right-hand English, get ourselves this angle that you probably don't want, right? This is why you want it. You're going to play this with high right-hand English. Helps you make the ball, break up the cluster, and have a legitimate chance to run out here. Well, Brian, this doesn't look like a run out. Of course it is. We're going to cut the 11 in super thin. We get a shot on the 11, we get a nice roll on the 8, and we are out. Now, I will grant you that that did not have to work out as well as it did. But in the real world, you're not going to have that same cluster. You might end up in better position than I ended up in. You could play a safety if you did not get position on that ball. But if you don't break up the cluster, guess who you are? You're the guy racking for me after I make the 4 and break up the cluster. I don't want that to be you. I want you to learn how to run racks. And if you don't take the right angle on that shot to break up that shot, then you're not going to be running racks. Some of you are going to say, Brian, how do you know that if you put the cue ball here, it's going to lead to the cluster? It's very simple. There are no peace signs or eagles or dogs or any gimmicks that are going to teach you that playing that shot with running English is going to break up that cluster. The way you learn it is you shoot them. While you're learning your rail shots, pay attention to where the cue ball goes. Where does it go with just follow? Where does it go with a stun shot? Where does it go with running English? Where does it go with reverse English? Where does it go? You will know it by putting in your reps. This shot is probably one of the favorite shots of just about anyone who has a decent draw shot. We're on the 12, and we need to get on the 8. Now, some of you are saying, oh, if you shoot a draw shot, you're going to be on the wrong side of this 8. No, we're not. Because what will happen is this rail will assist our cue ball to get this angle. Again, there's no gadgets that are going to tell you this, but that rail is going to put us over here on the 8 ball. This is what the shot looks like. Just enough to bring us over here. This is a makeable shot. I could have shot it even better, but just to show you this is a makeable shot. Just enough angle to get over there. Now, you're not always going to be that straight on it. What happens if you're here? It only gets better, guys. Now, instead of being here, I get over here. So the shot looks like this. Much better angle. So far we talked about the effects of putting running English on this shot. If we have this shot and we shoot it with running English, we know we can come around the table, we can get on this 8 ball, it's easier to make the shot, all of that jazz. But what happens if we put the counter to that running English on this shot? So now, instead of putting running English, which is right-hand English, coming around counterclockwise to go around the table, let's say we put high left on this. We can actually use that English to stall the cue ball. That high left-hand spin will cause the cue ball to come off of this rail, and instead of going around the table, it'll stall at that end of the table, which I can use to make the 8 ball. Now, you might be thinking, well, why wouldn't you just tap this in like that and get on it? Oh, wait, that doesn't work. That's why you wouldn't just do that, because you're not going to get on the 8. But if I stall my cue ball down here, again, high left-hand English, you're not going to learn this shot from 7 feet away. High left-hand English, good follow through. We stall our cue ball at that end of the table and we're on the 8. Just like that. That counter kept it from going too forward on this rail and bouncing off of that rail and ending up all the way down table. I hit that pretty hard. That was a good 6 miles an hour, and I left my cue ball there. If you baby this shot, you might as well be shooting it without the English. You might as well expect to hit that 8 ball. All kinds of bad things are going to happen. This needs to have some pace on it, whether you shoot it from 3 feet away or 7 feet away. It needs to have some pace on it, or the English is going to wear off and it's not going to apply, and you're either going to hit the 8 or your cue ball is just going to get away from you, end up over here, down here, clustered with the 8. A lot of bad things will happen. Unless you're relatively new to pool videos on YouTube, you've probably seen a video of a drill that looks like this. There's a ball at every diamond. Sometimes you'll see them at these diamonds as well, and you'll see somebody playing each ball and getting shape on another ball and just shooting off all of the balls in the drill. I even did it in my MasterClass on pool, NWQ pool, as an illustration, as a way to practice this shot. I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Unless you have the shot down, unless you're a favorite to make this 14, each and every time, you're willing to bet $500 on making that simple shot. This is not your drill. What you should be doing is taking shorter shots that allow you to make these balls. Now, if you are a favorite to make that 14 and then a favorite to make this 5 ball, then this might just be your drill. Otherwise, this is probably outside of your skill set, and it is going to frustrate you because these are not layups. You are going to be playing shots all the way down table, even on a 7-foot table. These are not gimmies. Now, what will happen with a lot of you is you will get to the point where those first balls, that 14, that 5, that 7, that 12 ball, I think it was we shot, are going to be relatively easy for you, because these balls on the outside are relatively easy. But as you get to the inner balls, they become progressively more difficult. So before you drive yourself nuts with a drill that looks like this because you just learned rail shots from FXBilliards, let me go practice them with this drill, make sure you have the shots down, okay? And when you do the drill, please keep in mind, this is not a test of your abilities. Let me remind you one more time, this is not a test of your abilities. It is a drill. A drill means you have the shot and you are practicing your ability to improve the shot. If you don't have the shot, this is not a drill, okay? Remember, drills are to improve on what you know already. Now, if you get out of line, if you can't make a shot, if you miss a shot, put the ball back up on the table in the same spot, take ball in hand, and shoot the next shot. But don't drive yourself nuts with this and then decide, I can't shoot those rail shots, so I'm going to stop. A lot of you give up on these drills because you're trying to do what you see us do on YouTube and you can't pull it off. You're not supposed to, okay? You're not supposed to be able to do it. You're learning to do it. Now, some of you play at a very high level, and this doesn't even apply to you because you already know this drill. So If you can't play all of those balls and get shape on the next ball, it's okay. You build up to it. And if you can get shape on all of them, make the thing harder, okay? Because I know there's some high-ranked players that watch this channel. I coach some of you. So make the drill more difficult, but don't give up on it thinking that you have to complete the drill, all right? Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm sure you got something out of this, so give us a thumbs up. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, and I appreciate each and every one of you for watching.
Hey there, ready to elevate your pool game? Whether you're moving from intermediate to advanced or you're aiming to become a local legend, we've got you covered. Join us for exclusive in-person lessons, master classes, and personalized Zoom sessions. This is your chance to experience the magic with tailored coaching from Bryan, no matter where you are, even if you don't have a pool table at home. So why wait? Sharpen your fundamentals, master strategic play, and boost your mental game. Visit FXBilliards.com now to learn more and take the next step in your pool journey. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to FX Billiards for more tips and tricks.